What's going on, everybody? This is Edric from Dope to the Dope and Diverse Culture, and I'm here with Kafar
Sir.
Myers, the rap artist, the poet, the author. What's going on, man?
I'm all good. How about yourself?
Yo, another day in paradise, man. I cannot complain.
Most definitely. Thank you for having me on your platform, for real.
Oh, yeah, man. Of course, man. Listen, I love hearing people's story. I love hearing what they got going on. And you know what? I want people to know what you got going on so they can definitely check you out. And you know what I'm saying? Fall in love with what you got going on. Absolutely.
So right now at the moment, I got my hands is like in a lot of different things.
Okay.
So right now I have, the Self-Privilege EP out on all streaming platforms. It's about to be December 13th makes a year since it's been out, but I've been pushing that same project for about a year because I believe the potential for it is limitless. You know, like the concept behind it and the songs is still, it aged fine over time and it's still as relevant today as it was when I first wrote it. I have the poetry books. I have 3 poetry books out. So Soul Full of Me, Soul Full of More, Soul Full of More Special Edition. That's on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, and you can go check it out on selfprivilege.com. I have my hats right here, the merchandise.
Okay.
The hoodies ain't fully out yet. You know, that got little things going on with that. And I actually just put in play for my Soulful of live reading poetry series where I'll be outside with my mic, my interface, my computer, whether I'm at the basketball court with people playing ball, whether I'm outside while people doing construction, whether I'm in Times Square in front of a bunch of people, I'll be reading my poems live and just to give people a feel of how I felt when I wrote the poems and just to provide that content and just give you another side of me outside of rap. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen,
so it's a bunch of different things, but it's all for the common goal because I look at myself as not just an artist, but as a brand.
Yeah.
You know, so I want that umbrella and that ecosystem
That's a fact.
to be there to support the music, but music is obviously the platform to get everything else to hover around it.
But that is the mindset that you have to be in because, you know, some people fall into that realm where, you know what I'm saying? Some people, listen, there's some people who do, but if you have other talents, why not broadcast them?
Right.
And especially talents that you love, why not broadcast them, use them, and what you call using them to your advantage? You know, even though you love them, you're still using them to your advantage because you're expressing how you feel, and there's other people out there that will enjoy those things. So why even hold them back? You know what I'm saying? When people can enjoy those things, I think it's super dope. I think it's extremely important, especially you know, especially with social media playing a big part. People want to see the different aspects of who you are. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is extremely key because a lot of people lose their self within social media because they see social media like, hey, I got to do this. This is what social media wants. When in all actuality, what the people want is to see who you are, and that's how you get fans who are relatable. You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny how that goes. That's a major key point that you just said. And that's funny how that works because the whole time you trying to please other people when people are trying to be pleased and motivated by you. You know what I mean? And you try to deform yourself and compromise yourself through social media to be something that you're really not, or whatever the case may be, when the whole time people is just looking for you to be you. And that's I guess that's the toxic thing about being an artist that's not true to self. And that's what my brand, Self-Privilege, represents. It represents finding purpose in self, you know, because we all have, it's a privilege to be true to who you are because not everybody's true to themselves. So consider the fact that you happy with whatever weird thing that people might categorize it. When it's not weird, it's you. It's not weird because you like to skateboard, because you like to draw, because you like anime, because you like a different kind of music. It's a privilege. Consider that a privilege for you to admire that about you and not really care too much about what other people is saying or, you know, trying to make you feel, you know? So that's what the brand Self-Privilege represents, and that's what the EP talks about. It brings you through that journey. It's the soundtrack to that, you know?
Absolutely. And I believe that EP Self-Privilege, right? Just like you said, it's you know, building. You said that you put it out in 2019. You also put out, we're going to get to that another one too. You put out Testimony in 2019 as well.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but
Okay, yeah.
yeah, but self privilege to me is such a soulful, and what strikes me about it was how you were able to express yourself. And some people express themselves, and I'm not knocking any other artists, but when you expressed yourself, it was like I was going through your daily, like I was going through your life with you. You know what I'm saying? And I was
Right.
able to feel that and relate to those things that you were going on within your life, because that's extremely important, man, especially when you have a soulful vibe like that. I
Yeah.
think it's extremely important that you connect, because people, I'm not turning up every single day, right?
Right.
But when you're an artist and you do have that soulful approach, you do have to touch on certain topics. Like, for example, remember that I was just watching the Will Smith family the Fresh Prince reunion, right? And remember that one part where Will was talking to Uncle Phil, and he was talking about his dad and how his dad didn't show up to come get him, blah blah blah.
Right.
Like
Classic.
we love the Will when he's turned up, but we also gotta love the Will when he was emotional. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you did is you brought that, and you actually made me listen and hit certain chords that I had going on within my show. So that's extremely key, especially
Right.
title called Self Privilege. Like, it was awesome. It's awesome. Definitely awesome album, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it had to be the embodiment of that, because a lot of throughout my career, as long as I've been doing music, I realized that a lot of people's gonna tell you how to do it that probably don't make music. Number one, they're gonna say, "Oh, you need a club banger. You need to make songs for the club." Some people want to say, "Oh, you need to make more songs talking about these girls. Yo, you need more songs talking about this." But it's like, let the artist be the artist. Like, I understand, don't get me wrong. I take heed to what the outside opinion is saying to me. It's not like I'm just stubborn and stuck in my ways. Like, no.
Yeah.
But it's like, I know what I'm trying to get across. I know what my message is. I know what my journey consists of and what I'm trying to do. And me making a song about whatever you're talking about, it's not helping my overall message. It's not helping what I'm trying to come across. Like, I'd rather hear somebody say that my song inspired them or it helped them get through a dark time than to hear, yo, your song got me bumping and turned up all crazy. That's just me. For somebody else, it might be different. Because somebody might not want it to be that. But for me and what I'm getting across, that I'd rather hear that.
Yeah. It's your lane. It's your
lane.
You know your lane.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with knowing your lane. Like, I think that's perfectly fine, bro. Because you know what? You wouldn't be in the predicament you're in if you was trying to be somebody else.
Right.
You know
that's
what I'm
very
saying?
True.
Yeah.
That's very true.
And again, like you said, you gotta stay true to yourself. You have to stay true to yourself.
Right.
Now with that being said, right? Now, rap artist, poet, author, what gave you your love to become an artist overall? What influenced you to be an artist?
What influenced me? It's a lot of factors, but I think what definitely influenced me was just being deemed as some kind of outcast. Like being the small. Cause I really played ball at first. Like, I played ball. I had dreams to go to the NBA around, but that got cut short like 9th grade because I didn't have the confidence I had now at that time. And I was like, man, I'm 5'2". I'm only like 80 pounds.
Yeah.
These cats is dunking already in 9th grade. They playing varsity.
Word.
I'm like, I didn't have the confidence. And if anybody's watching this, don't let that stop you. Don't let that stop you. That's something I would say to my younger self. But I'm happy with how the results played out. But definitely what influenced me heavy was listening to Pac. Pac, that was like the first rapper that I really was like, wow, this guy, changes.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you. Dang, picture me rolling. I'm like, this guy is talking, and he's not just rapping about what I heard rappers rap about on the radio. Like, he's talking to all my homies living in the cell, doing time in hell. Like, he's talking to everybody. He said it with such power that I don't think a lot of rappers have. Like, the way that he's saying things. Will I die? Will they remember me? out wall. Like, and I'm just like, wow, I want to be able to do something like that. And I realized looking at people, how people are moving in school and just how people moving in general, that it wasn't the basketball players that had the influence. It wasn't the president that had the influence. It wasn't the actors. It was the rappers. Everybody listening to the rappers. They're moving based off what the rappers is preaching. So I said, you know what? I like to help people. That's something I've been doing. You know, when I was in like 5th grade, I was going to special ed class with kindergartners and reading stories, helping them with their homework. So I always been like a give back, helpful person. I said, dang, so what can I do to maybe help people that feel like me, that feel like an outcast, that feel like maybe they're a little weird, not into things that everybody else is into? What can I do to make them feel like they belong here? And then it was music. I found the pen, I found music, and it's been history ever since.
Yeah. Now,
you know?
Now, see that's a dope story, because some people, I mean, everybody has a story, and that's how you could tell, like, where, you know, why you're in that lane, how you became who you are, and things like that. Now, Kafar Myers, right?
Right.
Tell me how you got that name. Is that your name? Is it? How'd you get?
Nah, that's my stage name. So Kafar actually came to me in a dream. It came to me in a dream. It just was like an empty coliseum, like a Shakespearean, like medieval time coliseum, you know, where like the gladiators fighting the lion kind of coliseum, just to give you an image of it. And it just was but it was nobody in it, nothing was in it. It just showed me it, and I just heard chants of like Kafar. So I had that, so I was like, okay. Then Myers is a side of my family. It's like it's like my mother's side. It's like my mother's side, but my mother's father's side. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to kind of represent that. You know, my last name was already a certain other side. So I'm like, okay, let me glorify this as well now. Let me try to throw this in there. Because my first rap name I went through plenty of different rap names. I went by K Quote. You know, K Quote, and it was KQUOTE, you know what I mean? I went by Prophet. I went by King Kyron. Yeah, so I went through, but then once I heard Kafar Myers, it was like it wasn't too commercial, but it was like very in-house. Like I feel like you say Kafar Myers, it's like I know you. Like it's like I know Kafar. But that's not like that could be. It's like it could be you. You know what I mean? It don't sound too far out of reach, whereas though you can't grasp him, you can't understand what he's saying. It feels like a logical and down to earth name that's not too far out the way.
Yeah, so it also sounds like an artistic name. You know what I'm saying? It sounds artistic in the way of you know, you can say it. You know what I'm saying? It flows off the tongue easily. Kafar Myers. Like, you know what I'm saying? It sounds like it's like you got a cologne out or something. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope. That's
appreciate dope. That.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course.
Appreciate that.
Now, another question that I have for you, right? Is what city do you rep? Where are you from? Tell me about that.
I'm originally from Jersey. I represent, you know, Jersey specifically. I'm from Rahway. Originally, you know, I was, don't get me wrong, I was born in the Wick, Elizabeth. I was born in Elizabeth. You know what I mean, down in Bayway. But I was in Linden too. Shout out to Linden. Shout out to Linden. But Rahway just gave me a more sense of identity. I got into a lot of things. I was going through coming of age when I came in Rahway. That's when I started, you know, dealing with girls, getting girlfriends, having real friends, you know, get into little fights here and there, like just going through what young kids go through. So I represent Rahway, but right now I'm in the Poconos down in Pennsylvania.
Oh wow,
you know? Yeah, so right now I'm in the Poconos down in Pennsylvania, and it helped me get my mind right. It helps me focus. I'll be down in Jersey often, and it's a lot of distractions in Jersey in terms of friends, in terms of women. You know, just in terms of a lot of
Jersey Shore, man.
Yeah, in terms of a lot of things, it's just like Jersey is always good. Because don't get me wrong, I love Jersey. I love how everything is so close. Like you could reach 4 different towns in less than like 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Out here, it's not like that. Out here, everything's like an hour, 2 hours away. But you can get a lot done down here. So I'm definitely going to credit the Poconos for a lot of my development as well, because, you know, people say to me like, dang, you dropped a book and the EP around the same time and you did da-da-da. But it's like, there's nothing else to do down here. If you're not owning that time that you have down here when there's not really much to do and not much to get distracted by.
Yeah.
So that's just showing something within you that you probably lack. Maybe you like discipline. Maybe you like purpose. Maybe you like motive. So I didn't want that to be the case for me while I was down here. While I'm down here, I just come down here, you know, to get locked in and refocus and, you know.
No, that's a fact. Isn't that the reason? Where Kanye go? Kanye went to
Wyoming. He got his spot in Wyoming.
Yo,
yeah.
I think it's very key. I think when you cancel the noise, when you go cancel that noise, and you can be able to think and have free thought and not have any worries, and you know what I'm saying. When you have when you understand how important that is, that's when you flourish, because that's when you're able to open up your mind and understand what your mind wants to tell you or wants you to hear, and how you can grow from that. I mean, that's a meditation. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's meditating. If you don't, you know what I'm saying. I sit down and I my girl pull up and she'll be like, why are you laying on the floor in the dark in the bedroom? I'm like, yo, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like, she might have, she'll come home and I've probably been on the floor for like 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a point where you have to, you know what I'm saying? You have to be able to let go and be able to have a free thought and sometimes not even think at all. So then your brain can relax and you know what I'm saying? And then, and to me, it's different. Sleep and meditation, I think, it's totally different. Some people are like, just go to sleep. I'm like, nah, you don't understand. You need to be awake, but you know what I'm saying? You need to you need to, have that outer body experience for you to grasp those thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with that situation, because it is nonstop, especially where I'm at, man, especially at the Jersey Shore. It's always something to do. It's always something to do. You're always going to find something to do. You know what I'm saying? Even in COVID, you're still trying to like, hey, what's going on? What we doing? What we trying to get it shaking and moving and things of that nature. So that's perfect. How was in the Poconos? I ain't never been to Poconos. I think Poconos is skate, you snowboarding, and you know what I'm saying, you doing stuff like that. So just real quick, what is the Poconos bigger than that? Like
nah, the Poconos is real small, honestly. It's small. Like it's probably like, for you to get an image, it's probably like a Rahway, like a Linden, like a quick little town.
Okay.
No street lights, not too many sidewalks.
Yeah.
It's really a place for people who are already established in where they want to be and just want to get away from everything, like kind of retired or, close to breaking retirement. And want to own a house or something and resell it and things of that nature. But the landscape down here is slowly changing, because a lot of people from New Jersey, because houses are so cheap down here, a lot of people from New Jersey and from New York come down here and start commuting to work. So the landscape has changed. We got a lot of water parks, ski resorts. You got a lot of like outdoor climbing things. So you definitely have things to do with the family.
Okay.
But in terms of like entrepreneurs wanting to live down here or something, I mean, you might as well stay in Jersey, New York, go to Atlanta, go to Cali. Because a lot of things for like the music scene, it's not, at least in the Poconos, because it's like, it's Lehigh, it's Scranton, and it's different areas too where it's a little more city-like.
Yeah.
So Pennsylvania is, because obviously we got Philly down in Pennsylvania too. You got Philly, which is like 2 hours away though from here.
Okay.
But it's other areas that's more based on music and has a lot more going in this area. So that's why, I don't know if you're familiar, that's why I also did the self-privilege showcases.
Yeah.
Where I rent out a venue, charge artists a submission fee, but offer the crowd chooses the best performer. And whoever wins, get like a free video, they'll get free beats, or they'll get $100 grand prize, whatever the case may be, just to build that community spirit and just to build something going on down here. Because I'm not a believer in complaining about something not going on, but then not doing nothing to change it. I'm just not a firm believer of that. Like if I'm gonna complain about it, then I could at least just try to fix it.
I want to now. I'm gonna transition into the. You
Mhm.
said video, so I want to transition. Explain to me about that billboard music video that you did, because I seen you on the billboard and I'm
Yeah.
watching it and I'm like, yo, how did my man do that? So explain to me and the audience exactly how you made that happen.
In the middle of a pandemic. But now, so one thing that I was actually just speaking about this the other day, one thing that artists, rappers specifically, don't understand is sometimes you speak to people and you're so concerned about just getting them to listen to you and follow you that you don't know who that person is. You're just so concerned about, yo, I rap, listen to me here. Tell me I'm nice. Tell me I'm good. Tell me,
Yeah.
like, you don't know what this person that you're speaking to can do for you if you come at a good angle and you come from a genuine place. Like, a lot of rappers hear the term independent and they literally think it's literally just them.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the biggest
Yeah.
illusion ever. Like, nah, I don't need a team, bro. I'm independent. I'm doing everything myself.
Hold on.
Hey, yo, bro, keep it doja.
Yup, facts,
Yeah,
bro.
so they hear that and I guess they get misguided and sidetracked. It's like, no, independent meaning that they don't have a label, but they do have a team that's in-house. You know, they have a team. There's not no way that they're doing everything by themselves. They know somebody that's in there, but they're working with that person instead of working with the bigger branch. But they know somebody that know what they're doing. Like, nobody got in the game necessarily by themselves. Like, P. Diddy didn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, 50 didn't. 50 knew some, like, people know people that helps them get there, but they stay within their own constrictions of themselves, of that little team, you know? So I was blessed enough, you know, to be able to go to certain events and meet certain people. And I guess just based off my aura and based off what I'm doing and how I approach people, you know, I run across great people and they offered the opportunity to say, hey, we got a billboard for you. Like, we could get you a billboard. I'm like, huh? Like, get out of here.
Wait,
I'm
hold
like, you
on.
joking? Like, is this a scam? Like, I know we've been speaking for a long time, but like, that's amazing, really? So it's like, yeah, so then, you know, we got the billboard. It was up for about a week. And I was like, let me try to stretch as much content as I can out of this, because things come and go, you know, content come and go. Like, it's like, all right, you've been on the billboard, or hey, you did this song. All right, what's next? So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Let me not let it go unnoticed. And if anybody ever come across my page or whatever, they don't need to find my Instagram. It's on YouTube. Like, wow, this guy, who is this guy? Like, this guy was really on that, you know? So I just wanted to make it stretch longer than what it was. Cause in my mind, that was something I've been wanting since like I first started rapping, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I didn't,
That's dope, man. That's
yeah,
dope.
thank you.
Listen, yo, those are those small accomplishments and those things that you need and you look back on. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that you're like, yo, I was up there. I can't look at anybody like and really say, hey, you've been on a billboard. And it was where? New York City, Times Square?
Yeah, right on 42nd, right there by right across street from BBQs.
Exactly, man. That's huge. You know how many people seen that? That's huge, man. And just like you said, which is key, people are so busy saying, yo, here's my music, here's my music, here's my music. And they don't understand how important it is to network and have a connection with somebody and have a genuine connection, because at the end of the day, that's what pays off. People forget about that. They think everybody is a fan. And I think that's where a lot of people get a little confused. They're like, you're either a fan or you're not. And it's like, no, man, you're gonna gain relationships, and you're gonna gain those relationships with different people. That's gonna help you go to the next level, especially if they like your music. If they like your music, love your music, and then you're a genuine person and you stick to what you're doing. I mean, at the end of the day, that's great. That's
exactly. So that's
incredible.
what it's about, and I think that's what keeps local artists local and help other artists prosper a little more. You know, it's about, because they look at it as like, oh, okay, well, they can't do nothing for me immediately, but it's like it takes some time. Like, these people got to reach out to their resources. They got to move on other people's time.
Yeah,
and, you know, see, so it's not about what they can do for you immediately. It's a long game. You know, as they say, it's a marathon, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yo.
that's what it's
A
about.
long ass marathon.
So people are just so artists are sometimes so self-centered and so egotistical that they think it's supposed to happen right then and there.
Yep.
And that wasn't even something when I spoke to that person, I didn't even know if they could provide for me.
Yeah.
They just, you know, that's just how that played out. I didn't even know that they could do that. It's just like, hey, I like your music, you know, I want to work with you. I want to, you know, see what I could get for you and da-da-da. And I'm like, okay. And let's see where we go from there. And then a couple months later, that happens, you know. And then like 2 weeks after that, I would 2 of my songs was on iHeartRadio for the 2 weeks, man.
Yeah.
You know?
That's me.
So,
See? Yeah, that's a
yeah.
beautiful thing. Now we were talking about being independent, and now there are also major labels. It's so many different ways now that you can get a deal or you can get into the game.
Right.
You be looking for a distribution deal signed by a label. What is a situation that you would like?
I don't want to fully block my blessings. I'm not going to sit there and say I don't want to sign, but it got to be right. It has to be right in terms of I got to have my creative control. That's very important. I think artists don't talk about that enough, of you being able to structure how you want your project instead of label saying, hey, you need to go do a feature with this person in order for you to have an album, or you need to have 3 certain songs for you to have your album. I definitely got to have my creative control. Obviously, the masters and publishing, you know, and I got to be able to own. So I'll probably be looking more for a partnership. Honestly, I'll probably be looking way more for a partnership than anything else. But if something is given that fits the criteria of self-privilege and Kafar Myers, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
So it's just really about what fits. But as of right now, I don't want to block my blessings because who knows. But I see a lot of rappers saying, you know, don't sign. I don't know what the hype is about. I hear a lot of rappers saying that, da-da-da-da-da. But if I could manage to get a good deal based off my leverage and things that I've done in my experience and just based off me, if I'm able to get a better deal than most artists wasn't able to get because when they first signed 10 years ago, they wasn't thinking the way rappers are thinking now.
Yeah.
Then who am I to say no? Because they chose to take a bad deal 10 years ago just because they was trying to get on fast.
Yeah.
You know, because back then these artists were signing deals. It was like everything. Oh, Bad Boy want a deal. Oh. You didn't have DistroKid. You didn't have TuneCore. You didn't have none of this. You didn't really have YouTube. It was like you had to to go to a major.
Exactly. You had to
get your CDs pressed, your cassettes. You had to get your videos done. Technology wasn't like this. You didn't have cameras yourself like that.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't have. So if the opportunity is presented, then I'm with whatever God aligns for me that's going to help me, my team, and my family, and the people that believe in me, you know? So whatever's presented. But partnership is like at the top, but if something is offered that has a good balance and tone to it, then I'm okay.
Yeah.
We can talk.
You got to run it like, so you got to, to me, especially when it comes to a partnership, right? If the person is looking to, you know, you're looking for a partnership, the person that wants to give you that partnership, you know, that person is obviously not I mean, there are partnerships that you can get with an artist, you know, like Lil Baby and what's his name? Lil Baby and somebody else.
Lil Baby and Quality Control, the label.
Well, Lil Baby and I forgot his name. I can't believe I forgot his name. But they signed 40. I think they put up the bread, or they signed 42 Doug or something like that.
Okay.
And they had a situation. Yeah, you could have your artist do it, but majority of the time it's not going to be an artist. And I think that when you do go for that partnership, you need to have all your ducks in a row. So meaning that if somebody says to you, "What are you worth?" you can't just say what you're worth. You got to actually have an Excel sheet saying, "Hey, my clothes is I make this much off clothes. Yo, this much sales here. I'm busting moves. I'm making moves off of these tours or whatever. These shows. I'm getting paid this. So boom, I'm getting paid $12,000 a month or $10,000 a month by myself, which means that I'm getting paid $120,000 a year. So I'm worth $120,000 a year. that's me by myself. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
Right.
that's eye-opening because they're like, oh, damn, if he's doing 120 by himself, what the fuck could he do if he has a machine, you know, the machine behind him? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And we giving him and I think that's where a lot of artists are getting it confused. Unless you have the bread to walk up to a label and be like, hey, I'm paying y'all to promote my album. So I own my music, I own everything, music and music production and all that. I will handle, and then you know, my partnership will be through your distribution and your promotion and things like that. I mean,
Right.
that
That
is,
leverage. I get what you're
yeah,
saying. The leverage, having the
yeah,
leverage,
yeah,
100%.
yeah, bro.
$100%.
If you haven't, if you have, if so I can have 300 people pull up to my show right now, that is something real. You know what I'm saying? To have 300 people pull up to your show,
Right.
that is crazy. That's, you're packing a club. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're packing the club, so they can't use. So when you know what I'm saying, that's 300 times, what, $25-$30 to get in. You know what I'm saying? How much bread you
Right.
already looking at? Yo, throw me my, you know, throw me my $1,000-$2,000, and then, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think that you know, a lot of times artists aren't understanding when it comes to, oh, my music is hot. Yo, bro.
It's not that. I keep telling. It's not just
Yeah.
the music.
Yeah.
Not just the music, bro.
Yep.
Especially in the time period now where you can buy streams. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's not important. That's not important right now. It's not just the music. All right, how much they're looking at you as an investment? How much can this artist make off products? How much can this artist
Yep.
make off endorsements? How much can this artist make off of, you know, what other? That's why one thing I'm trying to take, you know, and I forgot where I seen this at, but every summer this guy was talking about, like, you know, when he played basketball, every summer he learned a new skill for basketball. So, you know, one year he'll just literally focus on, like, his layups.
Okay.
Next year he'll learn how to, like, shoot left-handed, like, each summer, or was it each month? I don't remember.
Okay.
So I took that to, like, focus, and so I took that approach kind of to focus on the art in general.
Yeah.
You know, the art, music form in general. Like, okay, now I know how to take pictures. Now I can take my own pictures for my own cover art if I want to drop an EP, you know, or even to make a little bit of money on the side for other artists. You know what I mean? And that helps me. And that camera might get me into other doors that music can't get me into.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
I can hold that camera and probably get in an event for free because they think I'm the cameraman. That's just how I think.
I've been there, bro. I've done that.
You get that camera set up. Long as they see the camera set up, look okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm the cameraman. I got high. I don't know who, but they told me to come here. Oh, all right, get in. Yep. Now you networking just because you got a camera.
Because I got the camera. That's it.
Yeah.
I put on my glasses sometimes to make it look good. I put on my glasses and wear a button up and be in there getting it. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Man. That's
that's something I've been doing. Like, I've been playing around with the mixing and mastering. I've been playing around with it. I'm not on it as much as I should be, but that's something I gotta lock in, you know, and learn now as well. You know, because I'm also, like I said, I have my poetry series that I'm filming myself, that I'm just recording, just sitting there recording, reading poetry live, mixing it a little bit to make it sound nice. But I also want to do short films.
Yeah.
You know, and make my website more of a hub for entertainment as well. Not just about me. Here goes my bio. Here goes what I did. Like, I wanted to be a hub where it's like a mini Netflix or something like that. You know, where it's all different kinds of content streaming through this. You can see live performances. You can see all of this. You know.
Nah, it's smart, man. That's a smart ass idea, and you know what I'm saying. And I definitely hope you all the best with that, because that's something I'm sure, man. Listen, I'm sure you write books. You got books. You're a poet, and you make this music as well. So I'm sure that this ain't gonna be nothing for you that you can't figure out. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna figure it out at the end of the day, and that's what you got to do, man. Ain't no helping hands. You just got to be able to figure it out, study, and then make it happen at the end of the day. And that's fire.
Sure.
That's fire.
For sure. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So listen. Before I go, right? I have to ask you, and I always ask this, not just for me, but the audience as well. You know, give me 3 things that you're grateful for.
Three things that I'm grateful for. Three things that I'm grateful for. My family, most definitely. I'm grateful. That's a lot of different things. Cause I don't want to just be like super generic. Like, I'm grateful for my. You know what I mean? I just want to sit here and think. I just want to really sit here and think for a minute.
No, listen. I ain't rushing you. I ain't rushing you.
I'm grateful for my family by far. I'm grateful for the positions that God has put me in. You know, I'm grateful for not having to go through certain things that other people had to go through in order for me to become who I am. You know what I mean? Like some people have to go through things of like seeing a lot of death or, you know, getting abused tremendously or even getting raped, you know, for them to, you know, and I'm grateful that I didn't have to go through any of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? So those are the three. Grateful for my family, family and friends. Grateful for the positions that God got me in and where he has me today, and just grateful for what I didn't have to go through to get where I'm at today. You know, I didn't have to really do too much bad. You know, I didn't have to sell crack to be able to drugs to be able to fund my music career. You know, God blessed me with some good parents that was able to, you know, keep us afloat.
Yeah.
You know, keep us with what we needed, not everything we wanted, but what we needed.
Yeah.
So that prevailed me a place that I was able to just kind of provide for myself and don't really got to worry too much about like this, that, and third. Don't get me wrong. I have my trials and tribulations.
Oh yeah, we all
you know what I mean. So don't get me wrong.
You don't gotta sell
Everything
crack just to have trials and tribulations. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean. So it's not like I don't got my trials and tribulations of poverty or, you know, deprivation or anything like that. But how can I complain when it's just people that got it way worse than me?
Yeah,
that's just how I feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just how I feel about it. So those are definitely the three things that I'm grateful for. And like I said, I got the merchandise out on selfprivilege.com. I got the EP. I actually have a single out right now titled Curtain Call, produced by Nino. And that's on all major streaming platforms. I got the Billboard Freestyle, like you said, out. I'm actually about to drop poetry video soon as well.
Okay.
What else? Self-Privilege EP. Yeah, that's out. I don't know if I'm dropping another EP.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. Because that one's still like, it just got a write-up the other day. Like
on
Nocturnal.
Yep.
And then like 3 months ago, it was on DJ's Clue podcast and his like radio station thing that he got going on. So he put a couple songs off that. So I'm like, I'm gonna push it to the
limit. That's what in fact, I'm gonna push it to that's a smart ass idea.
Yeah,
I believe.
So I'm just pushing a little singles here and there, but I just really want to have that catalog of music. So don't get me wrong, I'm still writing. I got a lot of songs, but it's like why try to push that to the side when it's still gaining attention, you know?
Nah, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. So listen, Kafar Myers, artist, poet, author, he could be in your backyard playing the violin. You never know.
I'm gonna learn to play the piano. Next time you talk to me, I might learn to play the piano. That's something on my list.
All right, nice. That's what I'm talking. Listen, it's endless, man. You can do whatever you put your mind to, and that and the audience and the people watching, you know what I'm saying, who come on to my interviews, DultureTV, and look for that inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Kafar Myers definitely gives you that. So we appreciate you coming on, brother.
Thank you for having me. Mean the world to me, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Hey, one more time. Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you, King. Thank you for having me on your platform.
Yeah, you already know, boss.